When do you stop being a founder? In the development world, there are myriad organizations being set up every year in the name of worthy aims, creating peace, building sustainable futures, innovating for social justice. Founder is a title commonly heard across newer and smaller non-profit organizations, normally referring to the people who originally set them up. But in the world of entrepreneurship, creativity, and innovation, where does governance fit in? How many founders and co-founders are answerable to anyone other than themselves? This question became very real for me when a good friend of mine was working for a charity set up by two friends. It all began with good intentions, but a few years down the line, the cracks not only started to show, but broke the organisation into pieces. One of the co-founders made an appearance just a few times a year and played little to no role in management. The other, conversely, but equally worryingly, insisted on having the final say on virtually everything, right down to scheduling meetings and font size on internal documents. All the big decisions around hiring, funding, and strategy were made by these same co-founders, despite the fact that one of them was otherwise not involved in the work. Eventually, this structure, despite the valiant efforts of loyal volunteers, proved untenable, and the organisation was forced to fold. An article in The Guardian published in 2017 on founder syndrome said something that spoke to the disappointing outcome for what was originally a hopeful creation. It said, "The fact is, a charity should outlive its founder and not the other way around." The reason I believe so many founders outlive charities is that they think to be a founder is a permanent state. Much like when you become a parent, you are a parent for life, no matter how old your children get. But that's exactly where we're getting it wrong. Founders are not the parents of organizations, and their organizations and employees are not their children. But without anyone above to remind them of the transient nature of their role, or to caution against the limitless power they afford themselves, how and when does a founder stop being a founder? That is a question I've been asking myself recently as I embark on co-founding an organization. How do I ensure that my co-founder and I don't fall into the same trap of becoming so assured in our position that we cannot bear criticism and that we override the decision-making power of other employees, and we insist on having eyes on the most trivial of activities? I don't think I have all the answers. However, I was introduced to one overlooked approach during a program run by an organization called Unconventional Women. Shannon Page, a woman who works in peace building, spoke of collective leadership, which is the act of recognizing and upholding people across an organization as leaders in their own field. To not limit staff with linear hierarchical management structures, with of course the founder sitting squarely at the top, but instead to ensure that authority over a particular area rests with that person whose expertise should afford them that authority. What if founders were not the pinnacle, all-powerful, all-knowing, timeless authority sitting at the top of an organization, but instead one of many collective leaders with responsibilities, but not endless power to dictate the way an organization is run? I believe for founders, the humility of knowing you belong to an ecosystem of leaders and learners, and that you will constantly fluctuate between being both a leader and a learner, will go some way to ridding you of the superiority complex that leads so many to becoming entrenched in their role. Is collective leadership, therefore, the silver bullet for founder syndrome? Well, no, there are no silver bullets when it comes to complex power dynamics. But could it be a game changer? Maybe. Ask me in 5 years. If I still have founder listed as my role on LinkedIn, send me this talk. Thank you.